Tia Mowry. Tia Mowry. Why you saying it like that, man? She's able to give us some advice. We give advice every day, so why can't she give the women advice? But she speaks on the importance of self love. Let me go ahead and play this clip, and we'll hop right into it.
Would you give to a woman who's struggling in a relationship, and she's struggling in a relationship that she knows she needs to get out of? She doesn't know how. What words of encouragement could you potentially give to her?
Yeah. I think what I would say to her is number one, focus on self love, meaning really look deep into yourself and really get to know yourself, understand yourself. And a lot of that happens in some sort of isolation, whether that is the meditation, the journaling, and just spending time with yourself. And the reason why I say that is because many of times I feel like the reason why a lot of women don't have the courage to get out of a toxic relationship is because they don't love themselves. They love that person more than they love themselves. When you love, truly, truly love yourself, you start to understand self-worth, self-value, and what it is that you deserve. And when you are so disconnected from yourself, it is very hard for you to look at yourself as if you're deserving of something better. But when you really go on this journey of true self-love, and tapping into you and only you, you'll start to get the courage and the strength to do what it is that you need to do. So that would be my advice. Yeah.
Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So many women ask me that question in my inbox.
That is powerful. That was a powerful delivery from Miss Tia Mowry. I know the panel would agree, but she speaks on the importance of self love. I think she has a great experience, right? I mean, she's gone through this, so she knows what it is to be on that side. A lot of people, when they give advice, they're giving advice and they don't actually live that life. But Tia's been through it. It was powerful. Let me get you guys' thoughts. Self importance. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Trey Smooth first, man. Want to bless the panel.
I feel like there is a little bit of truth to that. She really struggled there to to articulate that. I'll say that for sure. But I say it's more so about self worth, right? It's about understanding that you are going to be able to move on at some point and do most likely even better, right? If a person is not showing you the same type of love that you give, if they can't reciprocate, then yeah, you just have to move on. You have to be able to let go. You have to be able to understand, look, this is what I'm worth. I know so, right? And if you don't like the results that you're getting in the relationships, then you yourself, you have to take a look at yourself, be able to reflect and say, look, I must improve. There's got to be something that maybe I'm not doing if this type of thing keeps happening to me, right? A lot of us don't take the time to look at ourselves and say, all right, what did I do wrong? When are we going to hold ourselves accountable and say, listen, something ain't right? It's something that we all should go through as human beings, right? When you go ahead and you experience that heartbreak, at some point you have to look and say, all right, why? Let's try to analyze this, because the worst thing you want is to continue to repeat that cycle and get into a new relationship, and then it's affecting you just as badly. So that's something you don't want. So there's always something that you could have done a little bit better. Some people are just a-holes and they're going to mistreat you no matter what, right? But you shouldn't find yourself loving that person any more than you love yourself, ever, no matter what. So I would say that.
Okay. We'll go to you, Didi. What are your thoughts about it?
I actually agree with her a lot. Yes, as you begin to love yourself more, you are more in tune with your standards and what you will and will not accept. It's definitely you become more comfortable with being an asshole, as some would view it. But it's a lonely road at times. However, loving yourself is the best thing to do, and rather than to settle. So I definitely agree with her, and I feel like a lot of people do end up, for the sake of saying that they have someone, settling for a lot of bullshit, and they do love others more than they love themselves.
All right. So you agree with her. Insurance. Go ahead, Paradise.
I thank you, JR, because she said a whole bunch of bullshit.
What?
Not part of it. I do think that you should love yourself, but I don't think loving yourself is anti your partner. And I think that that's where we get it misconstrued. We're always trying to make it seem as if, like, in order to have this self-profound love of yourself that comes at the basis of you ostracizing and being able to walk away from a relationship. I don't think a lot of times people loving themselves have anything to do with them walking away from a relationship. It's literally that they just get sick and tired of going through the motions. They just get sick and tired. It burns them out. They run their course. A lot of times, even getting intertwined into that fear of their daily routines. Like, when they don't want to do something, they don't do it. But I don't think self-love has anything to do with that. And I think for her to even try to make that the jargon centered around why people don't leave relationships says a lot. But again, this is the same woman that said you can graduate from a marriage like it was a college degree. So I don't really chalk much up to Tia Mowry and how she feels in regards to relationships. All I hear is people need to start setting their boundaries before they get into a relationship with a person. That way that when they do it in the adverse, it doesn't come out as if they're trying to attack their partner with their boundaries. There's no reason for you to be an asshole with your boundaries. You setting and implementing, reaffirming your boundaries doesn't make you an asshole because you finally decided to tell a person no.
All right. Brother Sweeney, self-love, brother. How you feel about it?
All right, I'm gonna do this without trying to attack her and her divorce and everything. I think that's unfair regarding this conversation. I will, however, say this. I find it interesting that every single solution to all these problems is always, oh, you don't love yourself enough. That's not that's the default that everybody goes to when somebody tells you it's difficult for them to leave a situation. It's not always about self-love. And I think, and I get that guy gets this question a whole lot from a lot of different women. You know what I mean? But there is no one size fit all for that type of situation. There's a number of reasons why somebody will stay in a situation that has very little to do with how much they love themselves. So I would hope, if someone was to ask me that question, I would say, hey, look, I would need to know the particulars of your situation before I tell you how you can get out of that situation. I don't think that self-love is I don't think that's the reason why a lot of people cannot leave their situations. I think it goes a whole lot further and a whole lot deeper than that. And we should be careful how we, instruct people in this regard.